Party people!
That little touch of lemon makes it taste so right.
Aspen is here, crisp and crystal clear.
Year after year, hundreds of soda options find their way into the market to compete with the sea of others, and consumer thirst preferences ultimately decide which ones stay and which ones go. Today we'll have a look at some of the forgotten and discontinued sodas that we grew up with, but before we begin, hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on a future video.
Bill? Perfect timing. We're finally ready to relaunch Crystal Pepsi.
Crystal Pepsi was a symbol of the 90s pop culture. Introduced by PepsiCo in the year 1992, it was advertised as a healthier choice with a similar formula to regular Pepsi. Crystal Pepsi hit its peak of popularity between 92 and 93, marketed as a caffeine-free alternative to its predecessor. The fizzy drink was loved for its slightly citrusy flavor, which gave a different and satisfying feel compared to the caramel-heavy original. The excitement for the novelty wore off fast, and the drink was discontinued in 1994, considered to be a failure. Pepsi did try to revive it a few times with short runs in 2010, 16, and 17, but fans were unimpressed, causing it to disappear once more.
It's a question of taste.
Jolt Cola was launched in 1985 as a drink of choice for people who needed an extra boost of energy at any time of the day. Famous for its slogan, "All the work and twice the caffeine," it targeted all-nighters, tech workers, students, gamers, and more who just wanted to have fun. The drink garnered a massive following and was a hit with young adults, and was one of the first energy drinks before regular energy drinks entered the mainstream. Jolt contained high fructose corn syrup, giving a distinctive sweet taste, but its popularity began to wane as consumers tilted towards more modern energy drinks that offered more than just caffeine and sugar. The company behind the fizzy drink would file bankruptcy in 2009, later rebranding the Jolt Cola as an energy drink with a battery-shaped aluminum can. This attempt was also unsuccessful, and they tried a series of revivals over the years but never got that initial buzz back, as customer preferences shifted to more healthy drinks.
Surge, life's a scream.
Hey guys, that was pretty funny. Seriously.
Next is the citrus-flavored soda loved by teens and people in extreme sports. Surge was introduced in 1996 by Coca-Cola to compete in the market with Pepsi's Mountain Dew. It was marketed as a high-caffeine drink with its green and edgy branding design, which emphasized the surge. People were drawn to the sweet citrus flavor with its tangy aftertaste, which was often compared with Mountain Dew, but with more orange and syrup consistency. Sales began to decline in the early 2000s, partly because of growing health awareness around sugary beverages. Surge was discontinued in 2003 in the United States, but after an online movement on social media, Coca-Cola brought it back on limited release. The return of Surge was a huge success, and it remained in stores and vending machines in some parts of the United States. While some beverages really connected with a target audience, others were a complete flop and failed to meet expectations. We'll look at OK Soda, a short-lived soft drink in the United States in 1993, which was a creation of Coca-Cola. The advertising was pessimistic, countercultural, and downright weird. The minimalist black and white can was a misnomer to the fruitiness, and when tested in certain regions like Denver, Boston, and more, it never achieved any popularity. Consumers were not a fan of the cola and the fruit punch, which some thought tasted like watered-down cola with a bit of citrus. The drink's odd taste matched its anti-mainstream marketing and completely failed to connect to its target audience. It would be discontinued in 1995, remaining a reclusive favorite to an eccentric few.
Pepsi Blue, a new fusion of berry and cola.
One soda that took things to the next level was Pepsi Blue. Pepsi introduced the unconventional Pepsi Blue soda to capture the young, audacious consumers who dared to be different. The bright blue color was a far cry from what they were used to. Pepsi Blue launched in 2002 and partnered with various pop culture brands and musicians for a larger-than-life promotion. The polarizing berry-flavored cola taste took fans by surprise. Some say it tasted like a mixture of raspberry and cotton candy with a dash of cream soda, which didn't sit well with those who were used to traditional cola flavors. After the first wave of marketing success due to big personalities, it just couldn't achieve long-lasting success. Pepsi Blue was discontinued in 2004 and revived in 2021 for a limited time to soothe the demands of its loyal fans. It was once again discontinued after the promotional period elapsed.
Go wild thing. You make my heart sing.
We're all familiar with 7-Up, but very few remember 7-Up Gold because of its brief appearance in the market. Launched in 1998 and discontinued in 1989, it came with a ginger ale flavor, which was different from its original lemon-lime taste. It was also in a much darker color, almost resembling a cola, hence the name Gold. Fans didn't jump on the Gold train though, and it became one of those drinks ignored at parties and later discontinued due to poor sales, as well as a vast difference from the 7-Up brand. One of the most obscure sodas made was Hubba Bubba Soda. This unusual bubblegum-flavored soda was introduced in the early 80s by Wrigley and inspired by their Hubba Bubba gum. The soda was aimed at children who were already fans of the chewing gum, and certainly a curious beverage which gained a lot of attention from kids and adults alike who were curious to know what a soda version of bubblegum was like. As predicted, the strong sweet flavor was appreciated in bubblegum, but just too much as a sugary drink. Kids loved the soda, but the appeal wore off, and curiosity was not enough to drive sales. The soda was discontinued later in the same year. Remember the citrus-flavored soda of the mid-90s, Citra? This refreshing and tangy soda was the highlight of the mid-90s to the 2000s when it became popular in the United States and was cherished in certain places. It didn't make a huge splash in the mainstream, but gained early loyalty following fans that enjoyed its crisp and lemony lime taste. It was launched by Coca-Cola in 1996 and had a decent run as it attempted to take over the lemon soda market, already dominated by two major sodas, Mountain Dew and Surge. It had a unique and sharp tangy citrus taste that was close to grapefruit. Often compared to Squirt or Fresca, it didn't have the same sweetness. Its distinctive tart appealed to fans, but it didn't make enough sales to stay in the market. The market was extremely competitive, and by the early 2000s, Coca-Cola decided to discontinue the drink, replacing it with Fanta Citrus. Citra will always be remembered as the soda that would birth the Fanta Citrus craze, despite the difference in flavor.
Got the taste, we got the twist.
Sprite doesn't have juice.
We got the juice, the others missed.
With so many cola-based soda drinks in the market in the 80s, Slice dared to be different. A smooth and fruit-flavored soda that was loved by fans, it was launched by Pepsi and quickly gained popularity throughout the 80s and 90s. The first version of Slice was a lemon-lime soda that was released to rival 7-Up and Sprite with the competing power of real fruit juice. Sales went through the roof, and the brand capitalized by introducing a variety of other flavors like apple, cherry, orange, and grape. The original Slice was similar in taste to 7-Up and Sprite, except for a slightly fruitier and natural taste, while other varieties had bold, fruity flavors of real fruit juice, making them a bit more natural than their competitors. The success of Slice continued until the 2000s when sales began to decline due to massive competition in the market. and it's remembered fondly for its fruity flavor, where fans still hope for a return. The Coca-Cola Black Cherry Vanilla was an iconic experiment for the brand, combining two flavors with classic Coke to form a whirlwind in a single can. Black Cherry Vanilla was introduced in 2006 as part of a bigger plan to catch the interest of consumers who love cherry and vanilla individually and collectively, fulfilling their cravings with a single combo flavor. The Black Cherry Vanilla had a distinct taste that was sweeter than regular Coke, the intense fruitiness was a joy, and the vanilla provided a unique and creamy rich flavor. While many had enjoyed this novel soda, some found it to be too sweet, leading to low sales after the initial buzz. The soda was discontinued in 2007, and fans still look forward to the return of this nostalgic drink.
This stuff is great.
Some drinks make history with fans agitating for its return, while others become infamous and spark controversy. New Coke is one of those drinks that led to a massive outrage and numerous complaints which almost tarnished the name of the brand. In April of 1985, Coca-Cola came up with an idea to reformulate the original and replace it with New Coke. This was in a bid to revitalize the brand and make it appealing to younger consumers. The idea was not well received with fans, and it was short-lived as protesters from various places took the brand unaware. There were huge campaigns held to bring back the old beloved version, and within a space of just 79 days, Coca-Cola responded by reinstalling the original formula under the name of Coca-Cola Classic. The debacle of New Coke is a valuable lesson on the importance of marketing research, and used even to this day. It made a brief comeback in 2019 to promote the TV show Stranger Things, which was set in the 80s during its debut, and fans got the opportunity to taste the controversial soda for the first time. It immediately disappeared after the airing of the show, and it goes to show the value of brand loyalty in consumer goods.
Empty. Maybe some other soda, but this here is new Red Fusion from Dr. Pepper.
After 122 years in business, Dr. Pepper decided to introduce the Dr. Pepper Red Fusion. The soda was supposed to be a groundbreaking formula that would appeal to younger fans and widely marketed, creating a buzz that got everyone talking. However, its popularity would be short-lived as it failed to resonate with consumers the way the brand had hoped. The Red Fusion had a strong cherry flavor that was more pronounced than the original version, giving it a fruity and more natural taste. Some people described it as having a hint of berry and mixed fruits with less spiciness. Consumers felt the flavor didn't stand out enough from the classic, and sales went into massive decline, leading to the discontinuation in 2004, only 2 years after it had been launched. The Red Fusion has since remained a rare piece of nostalgia for fans who remember that brief time in history.
Slow down the time. Slow down the moment. Taste Mr. Pibb.
In 1972, Coca-Cola introduced Mr. Pibb to compete with Dr. Pepper. It was first marketed under the name of Peppo, but after a trademark lawsuit, Coca-Cola renamed it to Mr. Pibb. The drink got a lot of attention from consumers who were already a fan of Dr. Pepper. Mr. Pibb brought a blending of spicy with cherry and was described as being sweeter and less spicy and more smooth than its competitor, while others felt that in comparison, it didn't have that distinctive spicy bite that true fans of Dr. Pepper cherished. In 2001, Coca-Cola rebranded and made it into Pibb Extra. The new soda was given a modern look, and the formula paid more attention to spicy cherry flavor while enhancing the taste and tanginess. Pibb Extra is still available in select regions of the United States, carrying on the legacy. Aspen was introduced in 1978 as a unique and apple-flavored soda in a market that was dominated by cola drinks and citrus flavors. The fans loved the refreshing new taste and easily found its target consumers. Its flavor was similar to carbonated apple juice, but much more sweet and fairly mild. It was great for every occasion, like picnics, parties, and get-togethers, and the combination of tart and tangy made Aspen a novelty amongst other soda drinks. It was primarily sold in the United States, and despite the fan base, success waned because of massive competition in the industry. Aspen was discontinued in the early 1980s, remembered as one of Pepsi's most daring experiments of the era, as well as a fine drink that was way ahead of its time.
Remix the rules, remix the flavor. New Tropical Sprite Remix.
When Coca-Cola introduced the Tropical Sprite Remix, it garnered a lot of attention and curiosity. The fun and fruity variation of Sprite launched in 2003, and fans could not contain their excitement. It quickly gained popularity because consumers wanted a piece of the new flavor. It was initially successful because it was the first variation of traditional Sprite, and others followed in the future like Aruba Jam and Berry Clear. The Tropical Sprite Remix maintained the lemon-lime flavor that fans were used to, while adding an extra zing of pineapple, passion fruit, and orange. Fans loved the more fruity and sweet taste, which was different from traditional citrus of regular Sprite. However, the remix was unable to sustain popularity, and sales dropped significantly in 2 years. It was discontinued in 2005 but revived in 2015 as a rebranded version of Remix only for a limited time. Tropical Sprite Remix is remembered for its vibrant packaging and exceptionally delicious fruity flavor. Pepsi Light came with a delightful and distinct lemon flavor that was designed to offer a lighter taste compared to the heavy cola of the original. A flavor offset for those who were more accustomed to the artificial sweetener aftertaste that was common with sodas at the time. The crisp and citrusy cola came with a bit of a tangy edge that added to its uniqueness, and Pepsi Light would be introduced into the market in 1975, maintaining popularity until the late 80s when other versions like Diet Pepsi started to gain traction. Pepsi Light would be discontinued in the 80s, but remained a memorable part of Pepsi's product lineup all throughout the 70s and 80s. Fanta Red Cream Soda was one of those drinks that you'd relax with at the beach with friends. Introduced in the 80s, it was available in select regions. It found some semblance of success and had a dedicated following despite its low distribution. Needless to say, it never became mainstream and was discontinued in the early 2000s. The red coloring and distinct berry-like flavor profile was a unique selling point of this drink, and if the red cream soda was available today and widely distributed like others, it might have gained more traction than ever before. When Royal Crown Cola launched RC Edge in 2002, it was marketed as an energy cola that combined traditional flavors that fans were used to with a caffeine boost to help keep energy levels up. Major energy drink brands like Red Bull were becoming popular in the market, and RC Edge was created to compete in that space. Some say that it was just another version of RC Cola, however with extra caffeine and a more strong flavor. The energy drink industry grew rapidly and became extremely competitive. RC Edge was unable to carve out an audience for itself and was eventually discontinued due to limited consumer interest and low sales. Mountain Dew fans have had a plethora of flavors to swoon over, but when Mountain Dew Pitch Black hit the market in 2004 as a limited edition for Halloween, its popularity skyrocketed, overtaking many flavors that had come before. The fruity soda certainly impressed fans with its dark purple color and grape flavoring, and it had a few waves of comebacks based on popular demand. In 2005, it was Pitch Black 2 with a sour mix, and in 2011, as part of a fan flavor vote, and all the way to 2023 when fans were asked which flavor they wanted to make a comeback. Dew Pitch Black certainly had a massive following, and Mountain Dew might want to consider bringing it back permanently. The iconic diet soda tab was introduced by Coca-Cola in 1963, making it the first diet soda that was made in the U.S. Marketed as a healthy option for consumers who preferred a sugar-free, low-calorie option, it primarily targeted women of the time, and the slogan became "A beautiful drink for beautiful people." Fans would cherish its crisp and sharp, less sweet taste in contrast to other sodas. Sales began to decline in the 80s, especially after Coke introduced Diet Coke as a competitor in 1982. Fans of Tab would migrate to the Diet Coke, but it remained in production until 2020, when it was officially discontinued during the pandemic as part of the company's efforts to streamline the lineup. Tab will always be remembered as the pioneering diet soda for its cultural significance. Which of these forgotten sodas have you experienced in the past? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications so you never miss another great memory in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.